I couldn't hear myself, which I thought was weird. So I'm going to make sure that I can hear myself before I start talking. Let me just make sure, guys, 1 second. Let's make sure I can hear myself. Okay. So I can hear myself, guys, but it seems like okay, I can hear myself. I can hear myself. All right, I'm just gonna start talking then. I can hear myself now. For some reason, before I couldn't hear myself. All right, guys, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. So, if for any moment or any reason, guys, the audio is not fully uploaded, don't be surprised because there's a lot, obviously of censorship going on, which is kind of a no-brainer. Sad to say, I think everybody knows that since the whole Epstein files ordeal, I think that all these platforms are scared of people talking and, talk about what's going on. I think that they're just scared of people voicing their opinion. So the fact that I couldn't even hear myself in the first live stream that I created is not that shocking. Sad to say, it's not surprising. But yeah, guys, I'm just gonna talk and hope that you guys can hear me, and I'll make a YouTube short if anything, because I'm not gonna do another stream. Anyway, I couldn't sleep. I hope you guys are okay. There's been so much going on. I do have a TikTok account. I do have a TikTok, guys, and I've been trying to build up TikTok because of the clear censorship, to put it lightly. You know what I'm saying? There is so much censorship since Kamala did not get in and become president. The world's on fire. Nothing has been the same, unfortunately. So I couldn't sleep. Like a lot of you guys, I couldn't sleep. And I really felt like there was something wrong. There's got to be something wrong as to why I couldn't fall asleep. I could not fall asleep, and I had a lot of plans for today, things to do. And unfortunately, that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. But people were saying it. People were saying that after the Winter Olympics, he was going to do this. I know a couple weeks prior, there was these people that were under his cabinet going to different states in America and asking for the voter registration, I think Georgia was one as well. I think, just to give you guys an example, Georgia was basically under siege. They went to Georgia and demanded the voter records, and it's sad to say that a lot of us just knew that things were going to happen, but hope that they wouldn't happen. By the way, guys, just so I can feel more calm and at ease, I'm going to put my headphones in to my computer, because for those who just joined, the audio was not working, and my phone is an iPhone. It's a very expensive phone, and everything's up to date, and I couldn't hear myself. So good looking out, right? I got myself these microphone and Bluetooth wired in headphones. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put this in so I can hear myself, guys, to make sure that I'm not being, glitched or anything. So just give me a second here so I can make sure. That would give me a lot less anxiety to talk. Perfect. Okay, and I can make sure I can hear myself. Good. All right. So with the whole, so let's just kick off with the Epstein thing, right? With the Epstein files. The Epstein files is something that that I knew about from a very young age. Um, in the spiritual community, there was a lot of talk about this. So when everything came out and there was people coming out talking about how he not just emotionally blackmailed these women and these children and these families, but all the master manipulation, all the ties he had in the fashion world, the entertainment world, politics, especially the business world. This guy had his hand in every pot possible. Okay. And we can't deny that Trump has not just photographs with this guy, he has videos with this guy on camera. He co-hosted some of his beauty pageants. I mean, this guy is in the files. Okay. Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton, who people on the other side love to hate, and especially because she's an intelligent woman, they really hate Hillary. You know, I mean, I remember back when Hillary was running, they hated that bitch. They hated her. They wanted her to literally die. They'd call her a witch. They'd call her everything but a child of God. And Hillary and Bill have both agreed to answer questions, and they have, and they've come out about what they witnessed or didn't witness, and what they feel about it, and what they think went wrong, and they've apologized. They said that they feel awful about the victims. They want justice for them, and you guys can do with that information what you will, but I just feel that it's all too coincidental. Too many coincidences are here, guys. When I made videos during the election cycle and I told you guys that I had a bad feeling, and I told you guys that, and Elon had a lot to do with it. We all know that, okay? I already made videos about that. But when I told you guys that I really felt like this was going to be the beginning of the end, beginning of a lot of problems if Kamala doesn't get in, I wasn't just saying that because I'm a black woman. You know, I literally was not just saying that because she's black and a woman. I was saying that because other people in the spiritual community, other people who have common sense, knew that typically, if you just look back chronologically back in time, most Republican presidents do this. You know, George Bush did this, right? I mean, not just with 9/11, but, in the Middle East. So Republican presidents have a rap of invading places that we have no business invading. And of course, some people are going to say, oh, we do have the right to do that, or we should do that. But there's always a consequence. There's always going to be a consequence to airstrikes, to tough talk, to intimidation. There's always going to be a consequence, guys. So unfortunately, Trump has done exactly what everyone said he was going to do. And sad to say, I'm not surprised. That's the saddest part about it, is I'm not surprised. And I don't know if this has been 100% confirmed, because this is in the Middle East. So, being in America or being in Europe, especially, there's only so much information that we're going to get, and we're not going to get the truth. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to update us like, maybe an Al Jazeera is going to update us. In fact, my clip art is Al Jazeera. I chose Al Jazeera as my clip art for this live stream for a reason, because I don't have confidence that the American media is going to tell us how many people that they're killing, to put it bluntly. They're not going to tell us the dirty truth. They're just not. So if we want to get, the truth, we're going to have to either know somebody over there and maybe hopefully they're live stream what's really going on. And but I don't have any hope that any of these American news stations are going to tell the Western world the atrocities of, and the degree of the carnage that they're doing. I just don't. So JD Vance, which is Trump's vice president, was at the Winter Olympics, which I thought was odd for many reasons, because we have so many issues in America. And I felt like Isn't there better things that they could be doing with their time? Um, and sadly, it comes to no surprise that now we're in the middle of another, what it looks like, war. Okay. There's rumors that this is going to be World War III. I don't want to put that out there in the atmosphere. I don't get any high off saying that, guys. Like I don't want to be the person to come on here, like, and say, yeah, like this is it. You know what I'm saying? Because we have China, we have Russia, we have all these other places that are watching us like a hawk right now. I'm sure Russia and China are salivating. I'm sure they are, because from what I've heard, once again, I don't know if this is confirmed or not. From what I've heard with Russia and China, um, they're ready to defend Iran. They want to be on the side of Iran. At least my home country, as those who know, those who don't know, in the good old UK, um, they say that they have nothing, they have no idea what Trump has done. Um, I'm sure there's other weakened allies, because I can't even call them allies. I mean, the sad thing is, guys, is that we don't really have any allies. Um, Canada has left the building. The UK has said fuck you. Um, we don't really have anybody uh, wanting to deal with Trump's mess, and I don't blame them. I don't blame Australia and Canada and the UK and other so-called allies jumping ship. Why would you want to co-sign a madman? Why would you want to be on the side of somebody who fucking literally is promoting genocides? Like, why would you? You wouldn't. So, at least back in my home country, they've already put their hands up. The UK's already said, we don't know what's going on. He never talked to us. We don't know what's going on. So that's a red flag within itself, guys. Okay, for especially for those people who are also in America watching me right now, replay or live, you know what that means, right? They're gonna say, listen, we don't know what's going on. We don't want to have any involvement, and that's bad. That's bad. A lot of people have said, where the fuck is Congress? Well, sorry, YouTube. Don't want to be too crass, but they're wanking off, dude. That's where they are. Okay, Congress is fucking off somewhere, getting drunk, getting high, playing golf, because Trump loves golf. Um, and the State of the Union address, which I didn't watch, I would never watch that shit. Couldn't pay to watch that shit. But people that did watch it and did a service and came back and said, I watched it, so you don't have to. God bless you. A lot of TikTok people who, are on it, like, they've watched the State of the Union address, which was recently, I think it was this week, right? This past week. And he was slaughtering and insulting the Supreme Court. We all saw the memes and the pictures. He was going in for everybody. The only people who seem to like this shit is MAGA, the Republican MAGAs members. Um, Regular Republicans, Democrats, Supreme Court members, they all seem to fucking petrified. They all know this guy's crazy. And people keep saying, impeach, impeach, impeach. Now is the time to impeach. Well, look where it got us. Nowhere. The guy got, not only did he get it again, I mean, these people who think that they're doing what's best for America crack me up, because I've literally heard things that they've said like, oh, he's doing this job for free. Like, this is how gullible and sad the state of humanity is. Like, I've literally heard people who still support this guy say, well, he's doing this for free. No, the fuck he's not. His family's fortune, his family's net worth has skyrocketed in the billions. So I don't know what these people are hearing or lack of hearing, but Trump has not lost any money, guys. Just putting the obvious out here for a couple seconds in this video. Like Ivanka and Jared Kushner, who is one of the sides that have now teamed up with America to do this to Iran, they're literally building brand new hotels. I don't know what, I forgot what country it was, but I literally saw the footage of Ivanka and her husband, you know, socializing with these other billionaires. So their money hasn't stopped. So no, they're not doing anything for free. I don't know where they're getting this from. So let's just say they do impeach, then what? Is he really gonna get out of there? Is he really gonna, you know, he has access to certain nuclear codes, guys. You know, what's really stopping him from just blowing this whole thing up? Like, let's be real. You know, he's the oldest. I don't consider him a president. I don't call him a president, but with the terminology, okay, he's hijacked that terminology. He's the oldest to ever be in the Oval Office. I'll put it that way. To get his fat ass in the Oval Office, his sick, demented ass in the Oval Office. He is the oldest one. So that alone is a problem, guys. It's a problem. And naturally, we can say, what about the bunkers? What about all the bunkers that all these billionaires, not millionaires, because now millionaires is low class, right? Like now, thanks to this clown, being a millionaire is like being poor. You gotta be a millionaire. You gotta be a multi-billionaire to not be considered poor in 2026. It's not enough now to be a one millionaire, a 200 millionaire. No, you gotta be a billionaire now to be anybody, to have anything, to know anybody, to thrive. So we've just gone deeper and deeper down the rabbit hole of corruption, segregation, and class wars. It's just only got the gap has only gotten bigger, guys. That's it. So it's the billionaires versus the rest of us, basically. Because not even a millionaire can be as respected and get in certain rooms and have certain connections. Now you got to be a billionaire to sit at the table, to know what the fuck's going on, to get the intel. You got to be a billionaire. And the worst concoction is that he holds that title, but he's also a fucking criminal, a convicted 34 count felon. And it's beyond mind boggling that the standard of what being an American president is so low. Like, can you imagine a felon as president? And they hold the nuclear codes, and they're in rooms with international relations in different countries, getting intel, getting told things. Don't forget, this guy's a criminal. Don't forget he's a liar. Don't forget that. So there is no trust. If I was in another country looking at America, I would really have serious second thoughts if I want to be an ally of America, aka the USA, the United States of America. I would be reconsidering. And I wouldn't be surprised if, France, the UK, I wouldn't be surprised if people start to drop off. You know what I'm saying? Start to peel back and say, you know what? We have decided that we are better paired with Canada, or we have decided we're better paired with China. Like, it would not surprise me, because you can't control Trump. And of course, his base is going to say, well, that's why we love him. We love him because we can't control him. Do you? Do you understand the magnitude of that? Do you understand that no one could talk any common sense into his peanut brain? No one could tell him to calm the fuck down. No one could tell him to not fucking go and invade or attack another fucking country. Like, without Congress, like, do you understand how dangerous this is? Like, no, they don't. They don't understand how dangerous it is. So, are we all gonna die? Let's just address the elephant in the room. Are we all gonna be now caught up in World War III? It's a possibility. So whether you run today or you run later, the whole world's going to now be changed again because of a madman. And it rings true to the death of the patriarchy. It rings true because they've held on for so long. They've been clasping at straws for so fucking long. And this is partially why Kamala Harris is not president, guys. Sorry to put this out here, but people didn't want a woman to be president. Now, that wasn't me, because obviously I fucking voted for her. Those who don't know, obviously, I mean, it's kind of common sense. Of course I voted for her. Of course I did. And I'll do it again. But I'm afraid, guys, it's over. I think it's over. I don't know how we can get past this. Like, Governor Gavin Newsom, representing California, you know, I mean, I'm sure someone could check out the astrology of Gavin. I mean, do I think Gavin Newsom, if we even had elections anymore, do I think that Gavin Newsom would be the next president? 1,000%. If it wasn't fucking rigged, if it wasn't fucking tampered with, sure, of course. But even he is saying, my boys, he has kids, he has a wife, he's getting a lot of pushback from his family. And once again, I'm not blaming anybody right now who is like, fuck this, I'm out of here. Bernie and Gavin Newsom and Jasmine Crockett and people of that nature have told the American people and the rest of the world that we don't, our democracy is dying. Democracy as we know it is dying. We're basically in a dictatorship, and any platform and any entity that would push back against people who live in America and are telling people out here in the world that this guy is a dictator is crazy. It's crazy. He doesn't take emotional cues or political cues or even financial cues from anybody with common sense. He does whatever he wants to do, and he said it. Trump has said more than once, I do what I please. I do whatever I want. That's a dictator. Somebody who doesn't have a moral compass, somebody who doesn't care about casualties. He doesn't care about the countless amount of Americans right now who are probably dead because of his actions, because of his behavior. He doesn't care. He doesn't care, to put it lightly, to put it mildly. He doesn't care. And until Republicans especially get a backbone and say enough is enough, we're doomed. The world is doomed because crazy men have been in power for far too fucking long. And that's why we're here. That's why we're here. People can hate on Hillary Clinton all they want. But let I remind you, Trump has taken over twice due to people hating women, due to people not wanting a woman to be president. The last election cycle, we all know that Starlink and Elon Musk pulled the puppet strings. A good portion of it. They also paid people to vote for him. They had a whole brigade of ludicrous criminal activity to get Trump back in. So that's already understood, right? What's understood doesn't have to really be explained. At this point, we're in danger. We're all in danger. We're all in danger. We're all in danger, guys. And it's fragile, like Kamala said. Like she knew it could be bad, but like I think it was Stephen Colbert that she was talking to when she was saying this. She was like, I just didn't, I wouldn't ever dream that democracy and free and fair elections and everything that goes encompasses with that. She just didn't think that it would be so easy to be a criminal in the White House. Like, no one would suspect that, you know? No one would suspect that somebody's gonna come in and ignore their counsel, ignore all the recommendations, ignore the facts. I mean, we're talking about a clown here who literally changed the job report. He literally changed the numbers. When the real report came out about the high unemployment rate and everything else like that, he fired the person in control of that. He fired more than one person at the time that was in his cabinet who would report accurate information. Okay? And according to him, it was fake news. But I want to put this out here, especially for Americans watching me, or people who live in America, I should say, especially people who live in America. Look around, right? All you got to do is look around. Tons of plazas, businesses are closed. Right in your family, right in your neighborhoods, right at school, right at work, people getting laid off, people getting fired. Just look around. Like, people can't even get a job and they graduated. Like, we don't need Trump to be the megaphone here. We live it every day. We're living it every day. The lie that he said in the State of the Union that the gas prices are down. This is all a charade. It's all a lie. Nothing has gone down. Insurance prices are so high. My insurance prices changed. I listen, guys. The level in which this guy, and sadly, which is so sad for me to say as well, people in his cabinet that have sold their soul to the devil himself will just keep lying and keep lying and keep lying. The limit does not exist. The limit, guys, literally does not exist. They will say whatever they want to say to feel good about themselves. No matter if people are fucking struggling to pay rent, struggling to pay mortgage, struggling. Let me tell you right now. I was at a event for my mom's birthday in a very rich area, okay? And there was workers in this gift shop. I'm not gonna, I can't spend too much time on that, but she was talking. I had obviously I have these spiritual gifts and I could read energy. And I said to her, I get this weird feeling that you want to go to Paris, like you want to be in Paris. I was telling this girl that worked in the gift shop of this place that we're in. And she said, yeah. She said, I've been wanting to leave. And she let me know, she was Caucasian. And she let me know that she has no health insurance. I mean, this girl is working full time and she has no health insurance. And that is the story. And that is the cry of so many people living in America, American citizens and the like, right? People who just live in America, were born in America. If they weren't born in America, they're citizens of America, they live here, they're residents of America. Like, she told me, she's like, I don't have any health insurance. Like, what are we doing, guys? Like, people don't even have health insurance. This is beyond dystopia. This is fucked up. This is inhumane. This is crimes against humanity. It really is. It really is. And so we can't save people who are still stuck in the sand. I'm not trying to. This video ain't fucking here to convince nobody. If you're a staunch Trump supporter and you love going to war every 2 minutes and you love fucking being a criminal and you love being a pedophile, that's between you and God. But I don't like criminals. I don't like liars. I don't like pedophiles. And I damn sure don't like people who try to run a whole country, let alone have influence in the world. And all they're doing is bringing death, destruction, and despair to everybody's front door. Life has not been easier since Donald Trump has ever got in the political scene. Life has been extremely hard for everybody. For everybody. For business owners, for mothers raising their kids, for single people trying to just to start their life, including myself. Like, everything has sucked ass. Everything has sucked ass, and the lies have got to stop. Republicans have got to stop lying. The ones who support this guy and support this freak show, they've got to stop lying. Because the more they lie, the more people die. Every single day. Every single day. They can't afford the medication. They can't find a job. They can't get by. It is so bad. It is so bad. And Americans who live in this country will shout that from the rooftop. So if you're watching me and you're international, just know that everything Trump is saying about gas being down and this being down, he's a liar. He is the definition of a liar. They should literally rewrite the dictionary and put his name, Donald John Trump, or Donald J. Trump, whatever his middle name is, in the dictionary next to liar, next to felon, next to criminal. He is a cold stone liar. And it's disgusting, utterly disgusting how people keep coming out who literally helped get him elected and keep saying, oh, I didn't vote for this. I didn't vote for this. No, the fuck you did. This is exactly what you voted for. You knew that he was the same guy who told people to grab them by the pussy. This is the same guy who was caught doing all this shit. Right? Like, they act like he's been washed and redeemed overnight. This is the same motherfucker who was talking like that. The same guy who purchased his wife, the same guy who's telling guys to grab them by their private part. This is the same guy. This is the same guy. And for some reason, American men have amnesia. They keep saying that I didn't know. How the fuck did you not know? How do men in Europe know more than you know in America about this freak show, about this fraud? How do they know more than you know? And you took your ass. These men took their ass to vote for this. And now they want to backpedal and say, I don't know. I didn't know he was going to do this. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? And the ones who admitted to this, right? The ones who come out and said, I'm sorry. You know, I'm sad that I did this. I regret doing this. God bless you. But but I'm sad to say, the majority of men who voted for Trump do not regret their vote because they don't want women to be free. They don't want any of us to be free. They want children and women to be below them. So couple the patriarchy, and sorry guys, I'm not sure why the audio is going in and out. I can hear it in my headphone. That's just YouTube being messy. That ain't me, okay? Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. But guys, turn up your volume at the highest volume because from what I can hear, it's cutting in and out, and I don't know why. Yeah, turn it up at the highest volume, okay? So, anyway, they don't regret it. They don't regret it because they don't want women to actually be free. And that's what it comes down to with those children, with these women. If you just read any file of the Epstein files, you will see, okay, you will see that this is how they make their money off of our pain, off of our suffering. And that's how it's always been. The only reason why a lot of men have what they have is because they used a woman to get there. Yeah, and so, yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what can be stopped or fixed at this point. Okay. I don't know. Let me actually come out of the app, guys, and go back in and let's see if it's going to change the audio. If not, then it is what it is. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. So, yeah, guys, it's YouTube. It's not me. Yeah, it's YouTube. It's not me. Okay. The audio, guys, YouTube is doing this. I'm not. Yeah, and it's probably doing it on purpose, actually. But I'm still gonna keep talking. I'm still gonna keep talking. So just look up what patriarchy is. Just look it up. Okay. Maybe it's time for especially women to kind of refresh and renew their mind and look into what patriarchy is all about. And I don't, for the record, I don't doubt that some victims of Epstein were little boys. I think there was little boys who were victims because the pictures that I saw, he had a lot of weird statues of young boys and girls in his house. I mean, the shit is creepy, okay? Um, but this is what they've made all their money off of, guys. You look at these certain families and you say, where they got all this money from? There's only so many hotels you can build. There's only so many casinos you can build, guys. You do realize that, right? I mean, you could look up the value, the estimated amount of money it took to build something, and it doesn't add up. Um, and this is the same guy who literally filed for bankruptcy more than once. On top of that, so he has bad money management. He's currently in the Oval Office. Everything is wrong about it. Everything is wrong about it. So the way I feel in my heart right now, guys, is that until the Republicans speak up and speak out and say, we've had enough of the freak show, we want peace, we want harmony, we want our allies back, we want the respect of our allies back, we want people to at least try to respect America again, you know, until that happens, until somebody of his own party comes out and says we've had enough, I don't know if anything's actually going to get done and change. So it's up to Republicans, right? We know where Democrats stand. Okay. I have 6%. I'm gonna get off soon because they're also fucking with the audio, and I've said what I had to say anyway. But support the channel, guys. If you're new here, subscribe, donate if you want to donate. I have my PayPal links there. I'm gonna change. Actually, I'm gonna take off the PayPal links soon. And choose a different platform to do those things through because I think PayPal is connected to Elon, and I don't want Elon to benefit from nothing I do. So at some point, I'm gonna change that. Okay. But those links still work. Everything still works. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Tap the bell. But the censorship is crazy, guys. I mean, it's hard for me not even to laugh right now. I'm really talking to you guys, and they're fucking cutting in and out the audio. Like, it's so blatant what they're doing. You know, the amount of people, and just to note, the amount of people on TikTok that I've seen get their account banned, and they have to literally appeal or pull strings to get their account back. And you guys know who those people are, right? There's a lot of people on TikTok who have been updating us about what's going on. A lot of them are even based in Washington D.C., right? So they've been threatened with their account being gone. They're threatening all of us. All of us who are not a part of the Trump regime are being threatened. That's just a fact. And think about the countless women, guys, who are literally filing for divorce. You know, I've seen so many men who have common sense and have common decency say that this has triggered an onslaught of divorces because women are realizing that these men are not actually providing and protecting, and they actually probably never really have, right? They're not. So, like I said, the patriarchy is abusive. The patriarchy was designed to operate in this way. And Trump is everything that is the worst of humanity. Not just America, but of humanity. He represents greed, he represents criminal activity, he represents the disgusting abuse and lust after young children and young girls who have less power to defend themselves. And their fathers have sold them to Epstein. The whole thing is sick and twisted. But that's another video for another day. The whole Epstein thing, guys, is a whole other hour video within itself. And that's not gonna be in this video per se because I'm really focused more on the person at the helm of these purse strings who's causing all this chaos. So, and that's Trump. And that's Trump. And it's sad, you know, I saw somebody say that, you know, basically a decade, you know, since he's got in, basically a decade, um, or now more probably. Um, our life has been stolen from us, guys. You know, and that's the hardest pill to swallow is the fact that we could be living in such a different country, living in such a different world. And I think it's disgraceful that they're still going to have the World Cup in America. I don't know how they're going to pull that off, especially if we're at war. If Trump, I should say, is at war with whoever he wants to pick a fight with today. How are they going to have this World Cup? I'm totally dumbfounded. I don't know how they're going to pull that off. I really don't. And I don't want to know. I don't want to know because I've had this feeling for the longest while that we're going to have another terrorist attack, or should I say a retaliation attack. And knowing what I know about the whole Iran thing, I wouldn't be surprised if we have another, you know, situation like 9/11, you know, or worse. And I hope that's not true, but nothing would surprise me. You know, I don't think anything would surprise you guys either. I think at this point we all kind of know that we're fucked. You know, we're fucked. We're fucked. So, why would anybody ally with America? Why? Why would they? In good conscience, like if people want to jump ship right now, I really wouldn't blame them. I wouldn't blame them, guys. So, I don't know. I don't know. You know, are people going to go into panic and sell their house and leave the country? You know, people can. You know, I've seen some TikTokers that you know, cover the current updates and stuff like that, and they've come out and said that they you know, are going to this country and going to that country and they're leaving America. As I've said, you know, and that's still in my plans. But respectfully, what is that really going to change at this point? You know, it's sad to say that, but 4%. Let me get my charger. But you know, what is that really going to change, guys? And just to note this, because the whole world's going to be impacted. So it's gotten so bad to the point now where even going somewhere else, probably, you know, some places will be safer than others. I will say that, but sadly, Trump is taking the whole world with him, taking the whole world down with him. So, in closing, to state the obvious, if there's an ongoing war, he could try to pull some stunt to say that there is no midterms. And that's what I want to put out here. That may have been the goal the whole time, is to not have the midterms. So every angle, every position you look at it, guys, it's fucked up. It's fucked up. And Americans, most Americans, or people I should say live in America, are not doing well. Are not doing well. They're barely getting by, and if they are getting by, they're penny pinching and penny pinching places they never penny pinched before. You know, some people could go out and spend $200, $300 on a bunch of groceries, and now they're watching their cart. You know, when they go out shopping, they're counting every item. They're counting how much the tax comes up to. You know, this is not the Obama days. This ain't even the Biden days. And what's so sad is some people were complaining under Biden, but look what we have now. This is way worse. Way worse than under Biden. And Kamala. And at the time, Kamala was also the vice president. So, yeah, this is way worse, guys. So, anyway, I pray for us all. I'm going to get off of here. I have 3% left. I don't want the phone to die. I have things to do today. You know, I'm shaken up like all of you are shaken up. Sadly, I'm not surprised. And they're cowards. I just want to say, Marco Rubio, JD Vance, fucking cowards. Fucking cowards. They knew this guy was a bully. They knew this guy was an airhead. And now they work for him. The biggest downgrade ever. I mean, the same people who bullied you, the same cabinet who pushed you in a corner, and now these freaks work for this dictator and is dragging us all down. We're all going down to hell with him. Well, I'm not, but you get what I'm trying to say. He's trying to drag the country to hell. I think it was Morgan Freeman who recently in MSNBC said that he doesn't understand how a convicted felon can be president. He just doesn't understand the logic of it. And he said that we're going down, he's dragging us down the mud. Trump is dragging us down the wrong path. And that's what I want to end the video with saying, is that this guy has robbed us of over a decade. And I'm tired of it, spiritually, emotionally. I'm heartsick for those children, the victims of Epstein, everything. I'm sad for us. I'm sad for the world that we have to keep having crazy men destroy our lives personally and globally and domestically. The patriarchy is toxic. The patriarchy is a part of the problem as to why Trump got here in the first place. And that has to be addressed. And until that changes, not much is going to change, guys. So, ladies, protect your womb. Don't share your body. Right now, having children is not a good idea, but you do what you want. If you're an adult, especially, you do what you want to do. But me, as far as it comes to me and my body and my mind and my heart, it ain't happening. So, love you all. Thank you for watching. Once again, feel free to subscribe, donate, whatever you want to do. I really do appreciate it. It helps a lot. I miss talking to you guys, but yeah, I'm just sick of it. And until we get the balance back and we figure out how to get these crazy men out of power who will stop abusing women, who will stop fucking killing children, I don't know what's going to change, guys. I don't know how it's going to change unless his own party fucking steps up and realizes the monster, the absolute shill monster they created. God bless us all. Stay safe. And ladies, reconsider having sex right now. Okay? With these people. All right, guys, I'm back. My phone went dead. So anyway, I love you all. Okay, women, please protect yourselves. Don't be giving it out here right now. You don't deserve it. If you have any sons who are in the military, you have any kids, any women who are in the military, God bless you. Because with this guy at the helm, God knows. Anyway, just people protect yourselves. Try to stay as healthy as you can. Get lots of sleep. Stay calm as much as you can. And God bless us all. Thank you all for watching again. Signing off. See you in the next video. Until next time.